Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. So while the offense for the Orioles went on strike in this last series against the Tampa Bay Rays, where the Orioles only scored 3 runs total in the 3 games, luckily the Orioles did get 1 win, pushing their season win total against the Rays to 9 out of 13 games. So 9-4 against a division opponent isn't too bad. Because luckily, the Orioles went 6-1 against Tampa in Tampa. 3-3 at home. Odd. But whatever. It's okay. Again, adding another opponent or another division rival to the list of, what the hell am I trying to say? Tampa Bay now joins the Toronto team on the list that, you know what? Downside of not writing yourself a script. Against season series. The Orioles won the season series against the Rays, and they joined the Blue Jays on that list for the Orioles. So, taking 2 of your division rivals in the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays, putting them on the list of season series wins, that's a great thing. It does help your playoff picture. Because as of right now, the Orioles, as far as teams in the AL East go, Baltimore Orioles have the best record in the division. Best record against in-division teams? Best record within your division. Holy shit. I think I said it right. So you can see I'm on MassiveSports.com. Let's get to game 1 here. Very, honestly, disappointing season-ending series to talk about. Because I feel they played so bad. Tampa Bay Rays 0, Baltimore Orioles 2. This is from Camden Yards. This is Friday night's game. And Cal Ripken Day. Yes, Cal Ripken Jr. was the guest splasher because anniversary of him breaking Lou Gehrig's streak. Luckily, he got the win here for the boss man. He wouldn't be happy if his team lost. Might all get fired. Henderson, yeah, Brandon Hyde tried putting him down in the order, but apparently Henderson doesn't like hitting 3rd or 4th. He likes hitting 1st. Okay, I mean, the theory still is sound. You want your best hitter to have chances to drive in runners. Well, that's going to happen more often than not for like a 3rd place hitter than, let's say, a leadoff hitter. It's the way Major League Baseball goes. Because you're going to have more opportunities in the 3-hole. So now you got to switch to doing something at the back end of your lineup to try to get a few people on, or at least just one guy on for Henderson. Henderson with 2 hits, an RBI, and a run scored. Rutschman, over. I think you got to stop hitting him so high in the lineup. O'Hearn, over. Santander, over. Not that anybody else decided to get a hit. Kowser, a hit. Oh, look, somebody else got a hit. The hit, a walk, and a run scored. Jimenez, over. Mullins, over. But he walked twice. That's good. That's just as good as getting a hit, in my opinion. Holiday, over. Though he did get an RBI. Nick Maton, because we lost Westberg and then we lost Arias. So Maton's playing 3rd base. Him and Rivera are sharing that. Over. Manuel Rivera getting a pinch hit opportunity late because Maton hits left and Rivera hits right. How convenient. Rivera did get a hit in that appearance. Okay. Henderson with a home run. Only extra base hit. O'Hearn fielding error. Henderson fielding error. How dare you, Henderson, on Cal Ripken Day? What's wrong with you? Luckily, it didn't come back to bite us. Dean Kramer, Big Game Dean, as his nickname is, pitches 6 full innings. Yes. That's right. He didn't miss his spot in the rotation. So has a bruise on that arm, but he did not miss his spot in his rotation, or he did not miss his turn in the rotation. I don't know how, but whatever, man. Take it and roll with it. 6 full innings, gives up 2 hits, no runs, walks 3, strikes out 7. Yeah. Can't really, don't even know what to say about that. Yanier Cano in relief of Kramer, pitching the full 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Ciano Perez in for the 8th inning. Gets the first 2 outs in the 8th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Sir Anthony Dominguez finishing out the 8th inning. Brandon Hyde looking for a 4-out save. Not unheard of. Somewhat surprising that you didn't let Perez finish out the 8th inning. What happened? Why didn't he? I mean, it really doesn't make sense. Because that's tough to come out like that. Well, that was because of the error by Henderson. So you gets the first 2 outs, and then you get the man on because of Henderson. So it kind of forces Brandon Hyde to go to Dominguez early. I mean, I guess it does. Whatever. I mean, it worked out fine. Dominguez getting the last out in the 8th inning and pitching the full 9th inning for another save for him. It's his 9th. So pitching 1 1/3 of an inning, does give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Though to a certain extent it doesn't really matter because Dominguez wouldn't pitch again this entire series. Let's get to game 2. Tampa Bay Rays 7, Baltimore Orioles 1. That would be the last run they score all series. Henderson, we got his wish. He's back in the leadoff spot. Get a hit, drop some runs in, do something. No. Henderson, over. Adley Rutschman, DHing here, but it's still in a 2-hole. Over, did walk once. O'Hearn, 1 hit. Santander, 1 hit. Cowser, over, did walk once. Cedric Mullins, a hit, an RBI, and a run scored. Cedric Mullins pinch hit for later in the game. Oddly enough, Cedric is having an okay past week or two. Especially as far as the on-base percentage is going. Why you're still like, oh, you're a left-handed hitter, and they just put a left-handed pitcher in here, so I'm going to put also Slater in there. Look, man, I get that. Maybe you should be doing that for Cowser. Why are you doing it for Mullins and not Cowser when Cowser's not hitting, but Mullins is? Why? Mullins is his better defender. I don't care what anybody says. Can Cowser play center field? Yes, he can absolutely play center field. Is he a better center fielder than Cedric Mullins? No. Cedric is absolutely faster and better tracking fly balls, in my opinion. So why you're pinch hitting for why you're pinch hitting for Cedric Mullins, but you're not pinch hitting for Colton Cowser, doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes you got to ride the hot hand. Colton Cowser's not the hot hand right now. Cedric Mullins is. Why are you not riding Cedric Mullins? Okay. Jackson Holiday, 1 hit. Well, thank God the kid can actually hit. Kobe Mayo. Cody Mayo. Is it Cody or Kobe? Kobe. Let's go, computer. Refresh the page. Thank you. Kobe Mayo, pinch hitting for Jackson Holiday later in the game. Again, one of the only guys to get a hit in a lineup and you pinch hit for him. Okay. I don't care lefty-righty bullshit. I'm getting tired of that excuse. If you're always pinch hitting for the lefty, how does he learn how to hit left-handed pitching? At some point in his career, he's going to have to figure out how to hit off of lefty. He's going to have to, or he won't make it in this league. He won't. Okay? Kobe Mayo has been brought up too early. He's got what? 1 hit in what? 30 plate appearances? He's only here because of injuries. So you pinch hit Kobe Mayo. Over. Struck out. Then you got to put Levon Soto in there to play defense because Kobe Mayo ain't playing second base. Like, what are you doing, man? Sometimes I think he just does it because, oh, that's what the analytics say. I'm playing the matchups. I'm like, dude, what? What does it do anything to bring in a pitch hitter if the guy can't hit? As far as I'm concerned, Kobe Mayo cannot hit. If he can hit, he would have done it already. He's not getting any hits. We go back to his page, see how many hits he's been getting. No data available. Well, I guess he's not hitting. Batting average. Oh my God. Excuse me. Batting average, .080. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. He has 2 hits in 25 plate appearances. He has walked 4 times. You're pinch hitting this guy? I mean, even on a ground ball, I'd rather have Jackson Holiday in there. 1, he's coming out of the left-handed batter's box. Means he's closer to first base. And 2, he's faster. So it does put pressure on the defense to make a good play. Are they always going to make a good play when you put the pressure on them to make the good play? No. So who's going to have a higher percentage to get on base? The guy that's only got 2 hits to his career and 30-something plate appearances? Okay. By all means, keep doing it. And then again, you have to put somebody else in the defense. So you just use 2 extra position players and you got nothing for it. You need to stop pinch hitting so damn often. Manuel Rivera got to start at third base. 1 hit and 4 tries. So he's hitting a little bit better than Kobe Mayo. James McCann, 1 hit as well. But at least he is getting the hits instead of not doing anything. Mullins with the home run, only extra base hit. Errors on O'Hearn, throwing error. It's a downside to not having Mountcastle because Mountcastle was definitely a little better defensively. O'Hearn is very suspect. Hot shot hit. When was it? It was like the 6th or 7th inning. Hot shot hit right to him and kind of bounced off of him. Went towards second base and he goes and grabs it, tosses over there and like he's trying to lob the football over a defender or something. And he thinks he's throwing to Calvin Johnson. It's like, where are you throwing that baseball? It was like Lamar Jackson throwing to Zay Flowers with that 5 seconds left. Where are you throwing the ball? Okay. Whatever. Not that it mattered because the Orioles had no other offense to speak of. So once the Rays get 2 runs, it's over because you can't score any runs. Zach Eflin gets the start in this game. Somewhat disappointed because Eflin had been doing very good for the Orioles. Though at the same time, if there was one team that knew him well enough to be able to get him, it would be his old team, the Tampa Bay Rays. And they didn't get to him that bad, right? Still kept the Orioles in position to win. Eflin going 5 2/3 of an inning, gives up 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Okay, yes, the 8 hits are kind of high, but only 3 runs. Of course, then you bring in Soto here to try to get the last out in the 6th inning. Does give up a hit and does give up 2 runs, only 1 earned run. Walks a batter and strikes a batter out. Downside of not having good defense. Or downside of not playing good defense. I'm somewhat surprised that it's been almost exclusively Ryno Hearn playing first base. We have seen Emmanuel Rivera play first base a bit, and even Kobe Mayo. Why is Santander not playing first base? I feel like I would like to see that. We have seen Santander play first base a few times in the past. I feel like he moves pretty well over there defensively. Now, does he receive the ball as a first baseman with the stretch? Does he do that like an expert? No. But at the same time, if you never get him over there to do it, then of course he's going to be bad at it. So why he's not getting any playing time over there, I don't know. That would allow you to have Mullins and Slater and Cowser in the outfield at the same time. And instead of going for, we're going to bring up Maton and we're going to have Rivera and we're going to have Mayo. Like, you could get rid of one of those guys, let's say Mayo, and bring up another outfielder. You could. You could do that. Why you're not doing that? Because essentially, O'Hearn is taking Mountcastle's spot as the first baseman, and then Santander would take O'Hearn's spot as, let's say, the DH first baseman corner outfielder. Right? Why didn't you do that? You got no outfielder? You got no outfield depth in AAA that you'd rather have Kobe Mayo up here not hitting? Not playing good defense? Because that's another thing. It's like, he's not hitting, and you have to put in defensive replacements for him because his defense is suspect. So, why is he here? Okay. Good job. Matt Bowman on in relief of Gregory Soto, pitching the full 7th inning, gives up 1 hit, no runs, walks 1, strikes out 1. Birch Smith pitching the full 8th inning, gives up a hit, a run, a walk, and gets 1 strikeout. Craig Kimbrell on for the 9th. Look, I know everybody's going to say everything else and saying, oh, Kimbrell, he's terrible. He didn't do any worse than any other pitcher in this game, except for Bowman. Bowman did the best. So he did exactly what every other pitcher did. And he had a better outing than Gregory Soto because Gregory Soto only got 1 out and he still gave up a run and a hit. Didn't have his defense help him out. It is what it is. So Kimbrell pitching the full 9th inning, gives up a hit, a run, a walk, and gets 1 strikeout. I mean, yeah, you would love Kimbrell to be doing a little better. But at the same time, did it look like Oriole pitching or defense came to play at all this day? Because their offense surely did not come to play. Did their pitching, anybody else on their pitching staff come to play except Bowman? It doesn't look like anybody else came to play. And it didn't look like the defense came to play either. So Kimbrell only gave up 1 run? That's not that bad. Let's get to game 3. Tampa Bay Rays 2, Baltimore Orioles 0. Well, it's what happens when you have a 12 o'clock game because stupid Roku channel wants their shit now. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't mind the streaming service, but can it be a centralized streaming service? Hey, new ownership group, how about you get off your ass and get Masson to have its own streaming service? So you can watch all your games streaming on Masson. Can you do it now? No. Regardless of what the commercials say, those commercials are actually lying to you. Henderson actually gets 3 hits from the leadoff spot. And the Orioles scored how many runs? None? Wow. Rutschman, still hitting second. Ofer, walked once. O'Hearn, Ofer. Pinch hit for late for Jimenez. Over. Levon Soto comes in to play defense. Goes over to third base, and then somehow Mayo ends up at first base. Whatever. Soto does not get into bat. I don't think he's had an at bat yet with the Orioles. Santander getting some DH time. Over. Kaiser was in left field. Over. Cedric Mullins. 2 hits. I feel like Cedric hasn't been on his little hot streak for that long. Like, I don't want to move him up that high in the lineup, but at the same time, if Mullins is hitting and Henderson's hitting and nobody else is really hitting, you're separating them by too many batters. You need to have them closer together in the lineup somehow to figure out a way to do that. So maybe do that. Okay, good talk. Austin Slater, over. So you finally had Kaiser, Mullins, and Slater out there at the same time. Did not work out for you. Of course, again, you only got 5 hits. 3 by Henderson, 2 by Mullins. Jackson Holiday, over. Did walk once. Also struck out twice. Nick Maton, over. Kobe Mayo, pinch hitting late, over. Jesus. Henderson with a stolen base. Corbin Burns gets a start in this game. Sure, he's not back to form, but you know what? Corbin Burns goes 6 full innings, gives up 7 hits, yeah, but only 2 runs and only walks 2. Again, you could see it the whole series. And we've been seeing it for the past week or so. Offense and defense for the Orioles struggling. Do they have half a lineup on a DL? I guess they got maybe a quarter of the lineup on a DL, IL, injured list, and like a whole rotation and a full back end of the bullpen on the IL. So, yeah, at some point, you're going to feel like you get kicked in the face repeatedly. Well, at some point, you got to grab that person's foot, twist it, break it, get up, and pound the shit out of them. Otherwise, you're just going to stay losing. Matt Bowman on in relief of Corbin Burns. Only using 2 pitchers to get through the last 3 innings. Matt Bowman goes 1 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Where the hell did we get this guy? Wow. Where did we get this guy? I feel like it was the Twins, but I want... It was Minnesota. Pitched for Arizona. He's pitched for Seattle, Arizona, Minnesota this year. Sounds like we fleeced another pitcher from the Minnesota Twins, who have given us, in the past few years, Yanier Cano, Kay Povich, and Danny Coulomb, and now Matt Bowman. Hilarious. Keegan Aiken getting the final 4 outs in the game, finishing off the 8th and pitching the full 9th inning. Gives up 1 hit, but no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Wow. And to a certain extent, with nobody hitting, it's just Brandon Hyde's not doing anybody any favors with all these dumb pinch hitting decisions. Look, if nobody's hitting, the dude on your bench like a Kobe Mayo or a Nick Maton is not going to do anything. Why would it do anything? Why would it do something more than the guy that you have out there already? I don't understand that. Oh, it's because one guy's hitting left hand and the other guy's hitting right hand. What does that have to do with anything? I don't care what the numbers say. Baseball isn't played on a piece of scrap paper with a pencil. Let's get to some articles. This one written by Rock Kabako, talking about 3 of the pitchers that are on the IL slated to return this year in Coulomb, Webb, and Rodriguez. Decisions were going to be made about Jacob Webb over the weekend because he did start his rehab assignment earlier than the other guys. They have not decided to bring him back. If anything, they have decided to keep him with AAA for now, making rehab appearances. So, coming up on his 3rd rehab appearance next time he comes out, which will maybe be tonight or tomorrow night. Coulomb is set to join him Wednesday, they say. Coulomb will join Webb with AAA Wednesday. As far as like when they'll actually get in the game, yeah, who really knows? Because to a certain extent, you don't really want to interfere too much with Norfolk and their game and their playoff push or whatnot, but you do want them to get Webb and Coulomb in the game within the next 2 or 3 days. So we'll see how that goes. Also, Grayson Rodriguez is continuing to throw his bullpen sessions. No news yet, or if he will join AAA Norfolk for a rehab assignment. Running out of time on that. Because they have another week or so in their regular season. This article written by Steve Molesky, this was talking about all the records internal in division and how when comparing the Orioles to the Rays, the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays, the Orioles have the best record within the division. We're also talking about how many games they've won against Tampa Bay this year. All right, let's get to the schedule. Wrap this up. Get out of here. Today's Monday, no off day. Orioles traveled up to Boston. Going to play the Boston Red Sox in a 3-game series, the final 3-game series of this year. So Monday's game scheduled for 7:10. Tuesday's game scheduled for 7:10. Wednesday's game scheduled for 7:10. There you go. And off day Thursday. So while that will do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report, please stay tuned for Thursday, and I will talk about the series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Boston Red Sox. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.